What is up, board members of the Beguir-Beu group? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode, we are returning to the world of Ad Stella and Mobile Suit Gundam Witch from Mercury, Vanadis Heart. Last time, we learned that Kyu has a gun format heart. He and Vilda ran into Yoshika, who fought against Kyu in her Gundam Ilfrith Anavata. Dr. Shijima wants Dr. Vilda to help create an army of child witches. This time, we will continue the fight between Kyu and Yoshika. The Dominicus team searches for the Gundams, and Vilda tries to jumpstart a heart. So let's get into this. The Anavata uses the mist ducts to cover the city in mist. The Gundam disappears. Yoshika sneak attacks Kyu with the electricity emitter. She tells Kyu that she should be watching over his doctor and disappears again. He realizes she is going after Vilda. The thoughts of Dr. Shijima telling Vilda that she is merely pushing her own ideals onto Kyu still haunts her mind. That is when Yoshika shows up and attacks the truck with the electricity emitter. Buzz buzz. She pushed Kyu to the limits and finally forces him to go permit score 3. She has been trying to push his buttons to raise his permit score, and it worked. He says, "Do not dare lay fingers on the doctor." Vilda realizes that he raised his permit score. He uses the tiger arm while Yoshika continues with the electricity emitter. The doctor knows this is going to push both Kyu and Yoshika's hearts past their limits. Dr. Shijima contacts Dr. Boss, his man on the ground. He knows that the Anavata is stronger than the Jew, but he also seems to know that if Kyu goes all out on his permit score, this will be over quickly. Kyu throws the tiger arm directly at the Anavata's head. They were fighting on what I believe is the Hoover Dam. Her Gundam falls down the dam and into the river. Oh, that would make it the Colorado River then. Her unit is critically damaged. Kyu apologizes for not keeping his promise to the doctor. Yoshika falls into the water. She drops the lighter that she made Vilda buy her. The young witch girl says that if she dies, she gets to go to the world with the pretty lights. She is referring to the data storm. However, she thinks of Dr. Shijima and wants to live to fight for him. At the corporate city Grindel is the Larkley Group's Earth branch. They're meeting with Dominicus team member Garo Hollies. They discuss their recent attacks on the products, which I assume are weapons. They are a defense company after all. Garo finds that these attacks are quite unique. The attacks are precise and thorough. He thinks that perhaps this is the work of a Gundam. He pushes and thinks that they are harboring it. He tells him to cut the act, but then laughs while saying he hates the Gundams. I can't tell if he's making a joke or being serious. What a weird intimidation. In a hangar, we meet Ridrick Kruger. If the name sounds familiar, this is because this is his real name, and he went by Olcott in the main series. He eventually joins Donna Fold. He is looking out at a Beguir-Beu torch. The Beguir-Beu torch is developed by Grassley Defense Systems and based on the Beguir-Beu. This is essentially the ground-based version of the Beguir-Beu. It uses the non-kinetic pod, which releases the antidote seen in the anime series. This shuts down permit. It also has the Grieve, which is essentially claw arms built into the shins of the unit. Kanaji's unit has bunny ear antennas, while Ridrick's unit has a unicorn antenna. Other weapons include a beam shield, a beam rifle, and a shield. Garo comes and yells at him as they have been given orders to stop their pursuit, as Larkley plays an important role in the Beguir group, and this would create a political nightmare for them. However, Garo just yells, claiming he is certain that the Gundam is involved in the attacks. He says that their sole reason for existing is to hunt down the Gundam. Dude is ready for a literal witch hunt. We see a montage of them in the past attacking resistance forces on Earth in the Beguir-Beu torch and Heingras. However, they still don't have solid evidence. Ridrick wants to play it slow and by the book. Garo and another think that they should have joined Kanaji's team. Later, the torch begins attacking Hindri Sturms. It is Kanaji. He is eating a hot dog and isn't impressed. It's good to know Dominicus doesn't have BMI limitations. He says that the gravity makes him really hungry. They thought that this group would have a Gundam, but it led them nowhere. He checks in with Ridrick and his team. Kanaji eats a burger while Ridrick tells him that they can't pursue any further. Both teams are going to keep their ears to the ground. Kanaji also has a determination to take out all remaining witches. Garo is getting a little too drunk with some of his fellow Dominicus soldiers. He is ranting about Ridrick, and the other men are already over it. He says his intimidation is suffocating, and one man says, "Wait, are you afraid of him?" Another says that he actually saw Ridrick smile the other day. The others can't believe it. The Dominicus team head to El Cuatis, which is the war-torn city with the Burning Man ceremony. He questions the leader's gun format tech. The old man tells them that they have never seen a Gundam before. He didn't throw Vilda under the bus. Ridrick meets with Kanaji, and the two have a briefing and some rubble. There are so many local governments and regulations to deal with that they have barely made any progress on their search. They feel like it is a never-ending chase. Ridrick looks at a picture of his son. Oh, that kid's dead. He wants to return to them soon. Back at the Hoover Dam, Kyu can still sense that Yoshika is alive. That is when Dr. Baas in the shuttle comes in and retrieves the Anavata. Dr. Shijima says that he is over the pilot and leaves her. Remember, Dr. Baas is in the main shuttle, and Dr. Shijima is chilling in what is definitely Vegas, so that most certainly is the Hoover Dam. These two doctors are starting to blend together. That is when Kyu in Ilfrith-Ju comes in to rescue Yoshika. The doctor and Kyu are back on the road, and she is testing the young witch. The data storm hasn't affected his body. She mentions that permit is mixed in his blood to allow her to run these diagnostics on his cardiovascular system. There were no abnormalities detected. Kyu breaks her concentration. She is trying to help Yoshika. Vilda placed her in a stable position, but they have an hour until her heart goes out. She has to use this time to comb through all the code. Kyu wonders if there's anything that he could do to help, but she says no. She can't trust him and says that he doesn't value his life or anyone else's. She is mad at him for raising his permit score. He does the only thing he can do, make her a cup of coffee. While waiting, he wonders if he made the right move saving Yoshika. He is starting to question if he is doing the right thing or just doing things to appease the doctor. We flash back to the orphanage that Kyu and Yoshika grew up at. We see Baas shuffle him off to class. He wants to grow tall and become an adult quickly, but Baas tells him that he doesn't need to grow. With the power of the Gund, he can control things beyond his physical limitations, even stronger than the adults that he looks up to. He was made to pilot the Ilfrith-Ju. His life was great at the moment, until one day he hit some air current anomaly that happened on Earth. He passes out and awakens to Dr. Vilda. He once received similar tests to what Yoshika is going through. Vilda is able to get the heart to pump once again, but the rhythm is off. Dr. Shijima appears on her monitors and once again tells her that it is fruitless and to stop projecting her ideas onto the children. I assume this is in her head. Could you imagine if she called him just to get made fun of? Kyu knows that his machine and his heart seem to have something that the others don't. So he suggests throwing some jumper cables on his heart and attach it to Yoshika, all while powering up the Ilfrith-Ju. She doesn't want to put him through that, but he wants to do this. Also, tone down the uwu with Kyu. It's too much uwu. It's too positive. I don't like that level of positivity. This is war, boy. Vilda tells him they are going through an unknown territory and he must understand this before moving forward. He is ready to do this and says that they are a team. He hands her a cup of coffee. They only have about 20 minutes left. He has to keep constant movement so the doctor can complete her analysis. They begin. Kyu takes off with Yoshika in the cockpit with him. He talks to her and tells her that they never had views like this at the orphanage. With this data, they can apply it to her heart. They continue with the procedure back at the truck. Kyu gives the orbital elevator pass to Vilda as a present. He really wants to go up into space with her. He also mentions wanting to see the school front, referencing Astacassia. The doctor busts his bubble by letting him know that the elevator pass expired. But for Vilda, the real gift is being with Kyu on this journey. Oh, I get it. And that will do it for this episode. We are all caught up in this manga. Hopefully the writers flesh out Dr. Bass and Dr. Shijima more, as it seems this could be one character. The art is beautiful, but there is a sameness to a lot of the characters. This is a similar issue in Moon Gundam. Everyone kind of has the same face. We will return once again once we get a Volume 3. The only place for us to go in the Adstella universe is the Witch from Mercury light novel. It is written by the science fiction consultant on the Witch from Mercury anime, so it may have some cool sci-fi nuggets. But that will do it for now, board members. Remember, sometimes your heart just needs a little jumpstart. Peace.